Yeah, I'm not really.
Right. So I'm going to be stuffed Thursday and Friday. I got a YouTube video. No! So yes, we send is safe, but
Yeah.
whatever, sending to only would be
Okay.
selective with this. Okay.
All right, I'll go.
I've lost
Stomp
my
that
glasses.
last bag.
All right, good luck.
Thanks.
Oh, wrong glasses. What am I doing? Back and forth, back and forth. Here we are, here we are. The code is the code. And what they've done, you know, for the first time here, we're using a packaged software. You know, my other shopping carts and everything, it's custom code. I just wrote it myself because it's whatever. I just wanted to write it myself and have it perfectly customized. But Aoyama-san and Cameron-san upstairs, they're building a new Japanese website for us. And rather than have it totally dependent on Dave, of course, they're using a package. They're using something called OpenCart. But they're trying to customize it themselves, digging in the code. And I think that's a big mistake. But whatever. I gave them carte blanche, and I said, I'll step back and you can do what you want. So be it. You know. The problem with customizing open source software like this, of course, is when the people at the other end of it put in their upgrades, and you try and download the upgrade, all your customizations get borked. And if you don't really be careful track of what you've done, you're going to get real screwed. So, you know. And this is going to be live software. It's going to be running a shopping cart. For our Japanese website. The Westerners won't see what they're doing. But our Japanese website's going to run on this new system of theirs. We're okay for time, right? No rush yet? Yeah, no, 9:07 already. Shite. Anyway, okay. Try and get this done. Okay, a few things coming up. I know this key block will be, finished here in a few minutes or an hour or so, whatever. So probably tomorrow here, if I get a chance to do a couple of transfer sheets today, tomorrow I'll be carving color blocks here. Or maybe actually I'll be doing the transfer sheets on the stream. I don't know. But that's the next. So for the stream, the next couple of days, we'll be color carving on this print. And then I guess once the color blocks are ready, I'm not going to put a date in it because I can't tell now because of the staff scheduling here. The next few days will be difficult. But today's Wednesday, so Thursday will be color block carving, maybe Friday as well, I don't know. So the stream for the next few days will be work on this print. And then after that's done, I'm sort of free as far as obligation work goes for the next little while. I'll be doing some printing. I'll be printing more owls. But as far as the carving goes, that's it for my obligation. So the octopus is waiting, of course. But before I do that, I'm thinking of something else. I'm going to toss an idea out here. This morning when I was eating my breakfast, I was over there on the new Facebook page, the fan page. Actually, I don't know what it's called. I don't know. The name was changing or the name was being whatever. The fan page, and it's really fun to see that. I'm just so pleased and happy that this is happening, because it seems like that fan page is not just a sort of a joke page to fool around and make up names for chisels. There are people there who are making prints, posting their results, talking about it, and the work looks so cool. There's I don't remember everybody's names. I'm sorry. There's the young man in Mexico, Camilo, was it? I'm sorry, I really can't remember everybody that's going on here. And there was somebody, name begins with B and H, put a beautiful picture up of some kind of heron that's being carved. Bruno, somebody. And then this morning, just while I was eating my breakfast, exactly while I'm eating my breakfast, somebody else popped up another image, and it's the woman in the young girl in the bath image. And this is interesting. This is the third person who, to my knowledge, has started making a reproduction of that. And maybe somebody can, I don't have a link to this. There was a young man here, a guy here from France about a year ago. He'd been he's been following this sort of thing, making woodblock prints by himself, working and studying and working on it. And he visited here, it would be last spring, I guess, I'm not sure exactly, worked with Suga-san upstairs. Suga-san took some time off and helped show him a bit about, how the paper's moistened or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And he brought a set of blocks to them, which was that same image, the young girl in the bath. And at the time, I thought it was his original picture. After he finished working with Suga-san, just put my mic back on, I guess. After he finished working with Suga-san, he left her a copy of the print, a test print, just printed on some rough test paper. And that's been sitting on our workshop wall for the past year or so above her bench, this young woman in the bath, or in the water there. And as I said, at the time I thought it was his original. I've since learned it's not, because this young man from Mexico has made a reproduction of it, and now somebody else on our Facebook page there has made another reproduction of it. So when I was in Ome yesterday, I was showing some of these episodes to our Ome staff, the ladies out there, 3 Japanese women. I can't talk about ages, but they're all family women. They all have families. They're married and have families. So that's their age. They've got kids in middle school, stuff like that. And all 3 of them said, "What's the big deal? What's the attraction?" And I'm like, "Gee, it's a really attractive print. Just something about it. It looks just so something, whatever." And she said, "Whatever, that's a man's viewpoint. It's nothing. What are you interested in that for?" So curiously, the 3 people on the web here have made these copies of it. Fred in France, Camilo in Mexico, and this other gentleman somewhere else. White Western males. So we like that picture, obviously. So, but Japanese women don't feel anything for it. So, all right, I better clear out the inside this sword here. I don't know why I delayed it earlier. So anyway, seeing that this morning, what I thought was, Dave, why don't you make one? And I thought, yeah, why not? Why don't I make one? So the idea came up then, looking at the blocks. What's the question here? Are we getting a test print today from this? No. I've got still, it's nearly staff time. I've got to carve out this sword. No test print today. Tomorrow morning, I guess, I'll get some stuff ready to do a test print tomorrow and do the color separations. So if I get back to that, that conversation, maybe I should make a version of it. But then looking at it this morning, it's 2 blocks. The original, it's a background block. The original, by the way, isn't a woodblock print. It's a lithograph, which means basically offset printing. It was a mechanically printed image. It wasn't a woodblock print, the image back in 1906 or whatever it was. But looking at it now, to do as a woodblock print, it's 2 blocks. It's a background block, and it's a black block for her hair. So I thought what I should maybe do, and this is sometime next week, now this is not happening tomorrow or whatever, I thought what I should maybe do is get the drawing ready, get the piece of wood ready, get some test paper ready, and make it start to finish on the stream here one day. I think I can do that. It's quite a simple design. And I'm not sure, these streams are what? They're usually 90 minutes long. And I'm not sure if I could do it in 90 minutes. But without putting a time on it, just do it on the stream. Start at our usual time, around 8 o'clock or whatever. 8 o'clock Japanese time. And just keep going till it's done. I'd have to make sure there's staff here to run the shop, because I can't just jump up at 9:30 and run the shop then if I'm still doing the test printing on that thing. So let me play with this idea. Let me check the staff schedule here for next week. And I'll post about this in advance if we decide to give this a try, rather than just surprising everybody with it. I'll post in advance, maybe over on that Facebook page or in our own Twitch page, Dave, Twitter, Janai. I think we might give this a try. Start to finish on a live stream, start carving, do the 2 blocks, clear them, grab some paper, and make some prints. It should be good fun, good fun. So I'll think about that, if we can work a staff schedule, because as I said, I have to be able to make sure somebody else is here so that I can actually, concentrate on that thing and do that thing. The image is public domain. The guy died in 1910, so it doesn't matter what part of the world you live in, which copyright laws you obey. It's public domain, so there's no restrictions to making it. But anyway, I got to get this other obligation finished first. This, this first print of next year's subscription series has to be finished first, the carving. And then I've got to do the next video. I prepared for that in OMA yesterday. The next video, oh my God, I'm so late with that, The next video is going to be The Great Wave, Part 16. I know those of you who've been watching our video channel or on the video, the YouTube channel, would know that 2 years ago we did a series making the Great Wave print, and it turned out, I originally thought it was going to be like maybe 2 videos or 3 videos, one showing carving, one showing drawing, one showing carving, one showing printing. But it turned out to be a little bit more involved project than that, a little bit. And the video set turned out to be 15 videos in a stream. Well, it's not finished. I'm going to do number 16 as soon as I can get a minute and get in front of the camera. And what number 16 is going to be about is, I received an email. It's probably a couple of months ago now. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Somebody had been putting 2 and 2 together. The idea that we made the Great Wave print back in 2015, and it's now 2017, and it's been on the website and whatever. And his point was that you've sold an awful lot of those by now. And he said, I would have wanted it, but unfortunately now, because it's a wood block you've got there, the blocks must be worn out. And the copies you're selling now must be, really not so good anymore. So why are you still selling it? And it was a friendly email, not hostile. But it was openly curious / critical, that you had promised to us it was going to be such a beautiful print, yet now clearly the blocks must be worn out. And I read that and I was, Ahsoka, there must be a lot of people who have bought into this myth, the wood is so weak and that wood block prints wear out. And even when we see in museums this copies of the Great Wave, many of them are printed from blocks that were damaged and chipped and popped and worn out. So there's a semi-myth, semi-true situation here that wood blocks wear out, and prints that are not the earliest copies are, no good and worn out. And it's true and it's not true. On another one of our videos earlier, we talked about making those small postcard-sized prints on blocks from the Doi Hanga Company. And some of those are indeed worn beyond belief. And our own prints for our print party room are indeed worn beyond belief. But what we're talking about here is tens of thousands of copies to get to that point. When we're talking about hundreds of copies, or even a few thousands of copies. Shiba-san, good morning. Soka Wednesday, ne. Hello. Going to come and say hello, stream members. This is Shiba-san, Wednesday staff. Here she is. Shiba-san, they're watching. Hi. So. This is Shiba-san. Practice your Japanese, please. And today, Audrey-san to 一緒でしょ? Audrey-san も来る? Okay. パーティーは10時のパーティー3人、あと午後のパーティーもありますが、僕ちょうど朝ごはん食べ終わったからパーティーの部屋ちょっとチェックしたんですが、紙全然なかった。紙3枚しかなかったんですね。だから月曜日の夜、僕ももちろん2時間前ぐらいたくさん入れて示して、ちょっと OK になるかな。で3人パーティーかな。じゃあ私はちょっと初めの話がどうかな。ちょっとそう、どうだったり。お店がだんだんちょっとずつ静かになりました。ビッグラッシュ、もう本当に大きなラッシュも終わったみたいですね。カメラの前を着替え、ここまでは OK ですね。She's not getting changed in front of the camera if any of you are thinking about that. Where was it? So the question about where on the blocks. So anyway, long story short, I'm going to do another video in that series. We're going to do Great Wave number 16. And I've got the block here, the key block. It's on the bench right beside me here. And I've got a print we've made from the last batch, printed just, a week or so ago, a couple of weeks ago. And then from Ome yesterday, I brought a sample of one of the prints from the earliest batches. I can't say this is number 1, but whatever. It's a print that was made within the first few weeks of that block being alive when we were doing our first test printings. So I'm going to get my video. I got a close-up lens. We're going to look at the 2 prints, and we're going to look at the block and try and get good close-ups of the block. I doubt that I can shoot it through the microscope here, but we'll try and shoot it as well as we can. And I want to show people how little wear there is on this block after 2 years of work and printing around 1,000 copies. 1,000 copies for sale, which means test printing, proof printing, warming up the block. So it's like 1,500 impressions or so have come off this block. And I can jump to the end of the story and tell you right now that it's in magnificent condition. And as far as wear and tear goes, I cannot tell the difference still between print from the first month and prints that we've just made just now. The block is in magnificent condition. So we're just going to try and show this. And then obviously the next question, as the years go by with this block, maybe next year, we'll bring it back in here again, we'll put it under the same video, we'll put it under the same inspection, and we'll watch this block year by year as it goes through its life. And we'll track exactly how this thing wears down. We'll try and get a good handle on a typical ukiyo-e print, how many copies you can get from it, and what the wear and tear looks like at different stages down the line. So it's going to be a long sequence of documentation, and we're going to start this week as soon as I get a chance to get my camera set up and get in front of it. I heard a question. Also, we're getting late. Now I've got to get out to do the 10 o'clock party, so we're going to have to think about wrapping this up in a few minutes. There is a question in the box. So this is the interesting point. I know the guy's asking, the person, I'm sorry, I didn't see your name here. Let me pop up the original here. Bingo. This is one of the first sketches that Jed sent. And he had, look at the bottom of the sword. The sword is forked into 2 places. And I don't remember the exact conversation, but it was something like I was asking Jed, the sword is forked there, so surely we should be able to see the guy's left foot down there. And he's like, yum, 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 whatever. Okay, I'll fix it. So when the next image came, he's always upgrading it. So before I started carving, he upgraded it. And instead of drawing a foot in between the parts of the sword, he just closed off the sword. So I guess it was a question of the easiest way to hide the thing. I don't know, whichever. Are we assuming he's lazy? Or are we assuming he just wanted a different sword? Whatever, I don't know. Anyway, he changed the idea from the forked sword with the missing left foot. He changed it to a full, a full one-piece sword rather than drawing a foot. Here's Audrey-san. Good morning. Hey, we're just going to be signing off here. can say hello to the stream here.
Hello.
Just signing off. This is Audrey. She's a Wednesday staff from Paris, right? No, not Paris. Where? You don't live in Paris. Somewhere in France. What part of France are you from? I forget. You told me.
The Alps.
Alps?
Near Italy.
Soka. You told me, but I forgot. I'm sorry about that.
Sorry
Yeah.
enough.
Excuse
Small
me.
place.
Leave it. She's from France. Close enough.
Very good.
Okay, here we are. So there we are. Schedule. Today's Wednesday. We've seen this. Thursday, probably I'll be picking up right here the same line I left off today. We'll be doing color separations and color print, color carving will start tomorrow. And then sometime next week, this teaser of an idea, I think I'd like try making that image of a woman in the bath on camera, live, start to finish, knife going into the wood from the first stroke to finished print, test print here on the camera. How long will it take? No idea. Now that I've talked about it, I guess I have to actually do it. Okay, signing off. Thanks very much, gang. See you next time. Same station. Goodbye. Step 1. Video off. Oh, look at this. Cables everywhere. Enough. Shut the stream down, Dave. Bye-bye, guys. See you next time.